So when you see this transaction PFTC, let's see there are some options being given. The first thing what I was saying is workflow is a business process automation tool. So when you say automation, what we are trying to do? We are trying to link the transactions. Okay, we are trying to link the transactions so that we can make some transactions to be executed in foreground, some transactions to be executed in the background with the automation in a graphical format. Now, let me log on. Yes. So our transaction which I was showing you is PFTC. Here you are going to have the option of to create the workflows. Normally there are two types of workflows, workflow template and workflow task. Workflow template is client independent workflow, whereas workflow task is client dependent workflow. Now, there is also another transaction here which is SWDD. This is also a transaction where we can develop the workflow, which is going to be showing you the layout for developing the workflow. So what is the main use of workflow? The main use of workflow is used for document approvals. Okay, workflow is used for document approvals. So here is a provision for developing a workflow. And if you would like to just go back and see the yesterday's discussion which we were having, let me just show you the one which we were trying to discuss. So it's a business process automation tool. The transaction which we use is SWTD. And the other transaction which I was showing you was PFTC. When you say workflow, it's a graphical ABAP program to automate your business process. So let's see where is this workflow. In this, you can develop the different graphical elements so that you can go for the processing of your ABAP logic. Let's see, I would like to process something here. So you are going to have the options of adding any of the steps. We speak in terms of steps here. Suppose if I would like to place a decision step. So you are going to have right click, create, and then it is going to give you the option of giving the which option you would like to go for, and these are called as steps. Now, okay, here you can say approve purchase order. Then you are going to say if there are any fields to be added, you can just specify here the field like &1 and so on. You can give the related PO number. But again, it is going to be like from where the data is going to come from. We'll just pick up the memory which is given for the workflow memory. Here you can see that you can create some of the variables here. It's like a ABLN, the PO number, and you refer the backend table and EKKO, ABLN. So refer whatever the dictionary type and field, and this can be used for referring in the decision. So here I'm going to give, where was the text? Yeah, parameter 1, I would like to pick up, where is that field? EBLN. And then it is going to be placed here that it is going to be replaced at runtime, the PO number here. Similarly, you might have some options like what is the decision to be gone for. You can say approve, or you can say reject PO and so on. Then you can see that PO is approved. PO is rejected. Now, apart from this, you can see that, okay, who is the person responsible? Currently, I would like to just add one person here. It can be the person who started, or it could be the dynamically identified person whom we are going to call it as a agent. Agent is a person who is responsible for a particular task, like approving a particular document. Now, let's go and see how it is going to look like. So do you see there are some options now? I have PO rejected, the other is PO approved. Now if I just save this, then it is going to say this particular workflow. I will say suppose PO approval workflow 1. Let me give as PO approval workflow 1. Okay, you can just say approval 1. You can say, let's see, let's continue. I gave an abbreviation, I gave a name. It is asking for a package. Let's say if I am going to have one package, let's give package. I'll create a transport request. We'll say workflow, and then I'll put 1. Save. Continue. So any one of you have some doubts in the middle, you can unmute yourself and ask me. Okay. You can see that I have just activated. And I would like to test this. Okay, there's a button here, test workflow. So if I say test, you can see that I have the option to execute. You can see the buttons which we placed: approve PO, reject PO, and then it says the cancel and keep it in the inbox. If I just say approve, it is going to complete the activity, and then you can see that yes, it was approved. So where to see this, whether it was approved or not? You can see a small button here, workflow log. So this workflow log button is going to show you whether it was approved or not. With the help of this graphical button, you can see there is also a graphical button here to click and see whether it was approved or whether it was rejected. The green line shows whether it was approved or not. Here it has gone for approved. If we still increase, you can see that it is approved. If it was rejected, it is going to go in this path. Apart from this, if I go back and then show you some more details in the workflow log, you can see a button here, list with the technical details. If I go for list with technical details, you can see the inner values. I would like to see the inner details about a particular task, so I'll just go for approve PO. Here you can see who is the agent. The agent is nothing but the person who executed this particular activity, which is the user 30 from SMAX. User 30 has processed it. You can see that it is completed. Still, if you would like to see the inner values, there's a container. Container is nothing but the memory. In the memory, you can see that there's an agent person. Actual agent, who is a person who has executed, is going to be given as actual agent, the person who has processed this particular task. And this is a memory. Okay, this is a memory for this particular level, which is at the task level. Similarly, if I go for at a workflow level also, you'll be having the memory. Here you can see who has started the workflow. Who started the workflow is given in the workflow initiator. And this PO number, it is blank because we did not fill anything. So similarly, workflow will have its own memory at a workflow level. Workflow will also have memory at the task level. Here you are going to have the task memory. If I place a cursor here, you are going to see the workflow memory. No. So any questions still here? So our transaction, let me just take another session here. There's a transaction SWUS. SWUS is for test workflow. Okay, SWUS. Similarly, if I go for, I want to see the workflow log transaction. SWI2 underscore FREQ. This transaction is for workflow log. SWI2 underscore workflow log. I want to see what all the workflows which have been started today. And I want to see the workflows. Workflows for today. I want to process and see them. I want to check which are the workflows which have been started today. I can see one. If I double click, I can see the inner details. From here, again I can go to the workflow log. Here you can see, I can see the graphical log. So this is the inner details about workflow log, and our transaction which I've used was SWI2 underscore FREQ. Similarly, there's a transaction for workflow customizations. Our transaction is SWU3. SWU3 is for workflow customizations. So let us go there and see. I typed SWU3. Okay, here you can see the transactions. You can see some of the transaction settings to be done for customizations. You configure RFC destination, maintain workflow system administrator, maintain active plan, decision as general, okay, generation, form integration, time units, and the background jobs to be scheduled. So these are the mandatory settings to be done, which we are going to discuss as a part of your curriculum. And our transaction which I have gone for was SWU3. Now, apart from this, there's also a transaction, suppose SOST, where the emails are going to be seen here. SOST, send request. The emails which go out can be seen here. The transaction is SOST. But if the mails are to be sent out, you can see that there's a transaction called SCOT, where the configurations for the Outlook is being done here. The transaction is SCOT. So in SCOT, okay, you are going to see that SMTP node, they need to configure this. They need to specify the related, the Outlook server configuration so that the mails will go out for the Outlook inbox. It can be Outlook, it can be Lotus Notes or any other server. So the transaction is SCOT. SCOT is a transaction. Okay, I give the transaction SCOT. This is for the Outlook server integrations. Similarly, there's a transaction SPWP. SPWP is for the inbox. Every user has this inbox. The inbox transaction is SPWP, where you can see the emails which have been received. Unread documents, documents which are read, workflow folder, where you can see the work items, any overdue entries, deadline messages, if anything cross the deadline, any workflow items which are been in the error status, incorrect, and so on. So this is the inbox. Every user has his own inbox. Our transaction is SPWP. Apart from this, you can also see a transaction SWIA. Okay, SWIA. Process work items as an administrator. SWIA. And if there are any work items which are available, you can process it. You don't see here. Let me just give some additional range to see if there are any work items. Let me place 17 and see. So any work item, if you would like to process here, you can see some of the options. You can see dialog. Would you like to display the material? Let us pick up this. This is already completed. Which are in the ready status, we can pick up. I can see this task. Let's process it. Okay, you have the button here, execute. Process work item as an administrator. No administrator found for this task. We need to just check some of the settings are not done correctly for this step. Let's see if there is anything to be processed. Technical data. Settings. Okay, we'll see this. Might be the people who have developed that particular workflow, they did not do the settings correctly. Now, apart from this, there's also an option to change the memory values. Let's see if I'm able to change the memory values here. These are all the activities you are doing as an administrator. Is it, did it give anything to change? It should be some option, complete. It's already ready. Let's display work item container. So here should be the values which are there. We can change the values. Okay, one way is to go to the workflow log, and from there also you can do the changes. Let's see if I'm able to go there. I would like to go to workflow log and then process it. Go to technical work item display and then extras, activate administration, and I'm going to have this option, change container. So if there's any field which you would like to modify, there's an option here. Okay, I would like to make some changes and this is going to be affected. Okay, let's see if it is. I think it is checking with the backend table, so it should be one of the values from the drop down. It's not that, because the data is not maintained for this properly, it's not allowing. No. So this option, okay, so change the memory values. Similarly, there's a transaction called SWPR, workflow restart after error. Sometimes you'll have an option where workflow is stopped in the production, so we need to restart it, and there's a provision here. The transaction is SWPR. Let's see, don't see any workflows. Let me give a range like 2017. I would like to see which are the workflows which are in the error status. Workflow restart after error. I want to restart it. There's a button here, restart. Okay, it says started, and let's go and see how it is looking like from the graphical format. This will pick up this and go to graphical log. Here you can see that it is still in the error status. So many times you'll have option that the particular workflow is moving into error. Let's see what are the error details. I would like to see the error information. We can see why the workflow went into error. In the step history, you can see that how some of the data which is required is not present specifically for the business objects. You can see that it says something is missing here. Error 9. Okay, error 9 when calling the service. Problem occurred when calling the service. So some of the mandatory fields which are required for the business object or some of the elements, if they are not present, it is going to give the error. The error details can be seen here in step history. Next, so workflow log, workflow restart after error, workflow customizations, okay, Outlook integrations, and the development will be done in this transaction SWO1. SWO1. Here you are going to see US 2032. This is a business object. Okay, here you can see this is the business object, and then you can see the sales document. You have the methods, you have the attributes. So we need to develop here all the code required for your workflow. Suppose I would like to develop a new workflow, a new business object. I'll be writing like this: CPO underscore BO701. Then I'm going to say create. So I would like to create a business object. So create a business object. Let's say this is related to materials management and I would like to create. It's asking for some access key. Maybe we'll get the access key later. So I'll just say cancel. So it's expecting a access key. So till then I think I've shown you how to create a business object, and this is a standard business object which is already available. So key fields, attributes, we need to develop this key fields. For your scenario, what is a key field? What are the attributes? What are the methods which are required? You need to develop it. Methods, events are used to start the workflow. Okay, events are used to start workflow. No. So this is the area where we are going to develop do the programming part. So programming part, you need to go for SW01, and the workflow development, you can go for our transaction SWDD. SWDD. Okay. Now, so apart from this, yesterday we were discussing about the linkage here, that whenever you have a SAP transaction, it should have a body user exit enhancement framework, which is going to be linked to event, and event will start the workflow. So this is a flow. So on creation of a purchase order, on creation of a sales order, it is going to start a workflow. But how it is going to directly start? There is some middle connections to be done, which is like either body or user exit or enhancement framework, which is going to trigger event, and event is going to start the workflow. Now, so any questions till here? Any questions till here? Vijay or Srihari or Pramod or Dilip? Any questions till here? Let's see what is other chat box. Questions? No. So I've shown you some of the transactions, which we have seen today. I think I was just showing you PFTC. The other transaction I was discussing was SWDD. The user inbox transaction is SBWP. Workflow customizations SWU3. Outlook configuration, I gave SCOT. Event linkage, the linkage between business object and event is SWETYPV. The workflow log transaction is SWI2 underscore FREQ. Any other transaction we have seen? I think I was also showing you SOST. SOST. The outgoing emails. SOIN. This is going to be for incoming emails. So outgoing emails, incoming emails, SCOT transaction for the Outlook configuration, SW3. I think I was also discussing about SWIA. Okay, this is for the workflow administration. Okay, SWIA. We also discussed about our workflow log transaction SWI2 underscore FREQ. No. So any questions still here? I can see around 7 of them. And I think some Dilip or Pramod, Srihari, Vijay, Vishal. Any questions you have, you can unmute and at least you can say hi and you can raise some of the questions if anything you have. So PFTC, SWDD, SBWP, SW3, SCOT, SWETYPB. Okay, these are some of the frequently used transactions when you work in the workflow projects. So while discussing this, you will be going for the tools which are related to the workflow definition tools, runtime tools, reporting tools, administration, and workflow utilities. So any doubts till here? Let's see if I am able to unmute anybody here. So Srihari, you have some any issues? What about Vijay? Vishal, anybody? The more you are interactive, I think you can get the maximum information. So any questions still here?
Hello?
Yeah, Vishal, tell me.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Actually, I joined this webinar late, so I don't know what this from the starting what you taught, and also I don't know about
Yeah,
this and all.
no problem, no problem. Okay, like what all the yesterday and today, it's only an introduction. I'm just walking
Okay.
through some of the features of workflow, which we are going to
Yes, yes.
see
Actually,
in.
I want to attend introduction only from the beginning so that I come to know about this workflow, what is the need, why it
Yes,
come to use, how it
yeah,
use in company, what. So
yes,
all these things I want to know from the beginning.
yes,
So
yes.
only.
That's okay.
Actually, I
Mm, yeah, tell me. Yeah.
SAP ABAP I know fully, but I want to learn workflow. So only I joined this. So only
Yeah.
I joined.
So can you raise your questions? One question was, what is workflow? Yeah, I'm just adding
What
here.
is work? What is the
Yes,
requirement? Why workflow is in need in company? How it
yes.
works?
Yeah, I am typing your questions, then I'll answer them. Why workflow uh, is required?
Required? Yes.
Next. Yes, next. Oh,
Uh, why workflow is required? And
yes.
how we use it in a company?
How we use in a company. Okay, next. Any other questions you have like
And
this?
what all are the prerequisite for learning workflow?
Yeah, prerequisites for learning workflow. Okay, yeah, next. Any other
Like
questions?
that only.
Yeah, no problem. You can
No, first of
add
all, I
what
want
all
to
the
know.
things you have. Like this, okay? So this is from Vishal. Anybody else? Like this, I would like to just summarize and then I can add all the questions in a particular order. What about Vijay?
Yes.
Any questions from Vijay? Vijay, you have any questions? Where is Vijay? Yeah. Vijay or Srihari, any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. Everything is
Okay.
good.
I think yesterday you were discussing and I think major questions were covered yesterday. Okay. So Srihari, I think you are able to interact well. Yeah. What about Vijay? Any questions you have? So at least let me answer Vishal's questions. Okay. The first thing is what is a workflow? So let me add here and parallel you can see that the answers which I am giving. Workflow is a business process automation tool. Means workflow is a ABAP program in graphical format. Okay. So workflow has its own memory. Okay. So workflow is developed using transaction SWDT. Okay. So some few points I give. Workflow is a business process automation tool, and workflow is a ABAP program in graphical format. Workflow has its own memory. Workflow is developed using the transaction SWDT. Next, I'll go for the second question. Okay. So why workflow is required? Okay, why workflow is required? I'll go for this question. I'll say workflow is used for document approvals. Workflow
Only
is
for document
used.
approval, sir?
I'll come one by one. Okay, workflow is used for document approvals. Next, workflow is used for what is this? Workflow is used for this side. ALE IDOC error handling. Okay, workflow is used for. First thing is workflow is used for
Document approval.
automation, process automation. Automation. Okay, now this workflow is used for notifications. Okay, like communication, notification, and so on.
Okay.
So these are some of the reasons why we go for workflow. Okay, workflow is used for document approvals. It is used for ALA doc error handling. Workflow is used for process automations. Workflow is used for notifications. Okay, workflow is used for reminders. Okay, escalations. See this. Now again, you got some more points now. Okay, for reminders, escalations. Okay, so we said with the notification, reminders, escalations. Is it fine? Any questions here? Next, how we use in company. Let me add here. There are some of the areas, and then let me give some more points. I'll give as PO approval, purchase order approval. Similarly, okay, sales order approval, leave approval. Like this, I would like to go for travel form approval. Okay. Similarly, I'll go for invoice approval. Okay. Production order approval. Okay. Similarly, I would like to go for a delivery approval. Delivery is blocked, so it should be delivery approval. Similarly, maintenance approval, the plant maintenance. Maintenance order approval. Similarly, you can also go for the payment run approval. Payment run approval. Project WBS element approval. Okay. Like this, if there is anything related to quality, so HR, MM, SD, FI, many times you'll have vendor master approval. Master is created, and then they are going to be approval.
Approved.
Customer credit limit. Credit limit. Okay, approval. Okay, these are some of the, yeah. Apart from this, now what is the next question you had? This, what are the prerequisites to learn workflow?
Prerequisite workflow,
Yes,
yes.
let me go for this. So if you want to learn workflow, normal ABAP is sufficient. Core ABAP,
Oh. No need of OO ABAP, sir.
nothing. Okay. So core basic, okay, core ABAP is sufficient. Oops, ABAP is not required. Okay. In this curriculum, okay, the OOPS knowledge, okay, required for workflow will be covered with development. Okay. So we need not worry. So both will be covered. Like we develop and then we understand the concept, the scope of OOPS required for workflow. So even if you don't know workflow, not a problem. Okay. If you don't know workflow, if you don't know the OOPS, not to worry. Because you don't know OOPS. Only thing is that we deal in terms of like function, group, and function module.
No.
So if you know function module and function group, we can easily manage and say that, okay, so for me, what I'm going to do is I speak in terms of function group. I would like to refer it as business object, and function module, I'm going to refer it as our method. And we'll do the coding part. Okay. So that part we'll be seeing in details, or not worry about it. So prerequisites, normal core ABAP is sufficient. OOPS is not required, not to worry. Not to worry about all the class, method, interface, inheritance, not to worry. Okay, we'll see like how easily we can do the coding part of our flow. Any other questions we had here? Yeah, these are the 4 questions we were asking. So what is a workflow? Why workflow is required? How to use in the company? What is the prerequisite for
And sir,
learning workflow?
how long it take to cover the whole syllabus of workflow?
Yeah, so that also I'll add here. These are the regularly asked questions, so this can be used for the other batches also. The course duration.
Course duration and fees and everything.
And fees is not here. The management will tell you. I'll just give the course duration and per session timing. Okay. So for this, I'll just give the course duration can go to minimum 4 to 5 weeks. It will go for
4 to 5 weeks.
Yes, 4 to 5 weeks. Okay, this is the
Per day,
course
sir,
duration.
including
And
Saturday,
then
Sunday
per day,
also.
not Saturday and Sunday. Okay, it is going to be like
Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday, or if you are comfortable, you can make it to Saturday.
Sunday. Okay.
On need
Means
basis.
20-25 days
I'll
needed,
just
right?
yeah. Yes, I'll put Saturday also. Saturday, if you are comfortable, because many of them are like working guys, right? So
Yes, sir.
you need to decide. So Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday, and how many days? This 4 to 5 weeks is the curriculum.
Oh.
So this also I gave you. Yeah. Any other questions you had?
And what about that, sir?
Yeah. Which one? Yeah.
No, this Monday to Friday,
Any other
okay.
question?
And that while learning this workflow, in workflow, we need to write coding like we do in ABAP and all for creating object
Yes.
and also suppose we
Here.
create yes.
Yes.
So here also we need to
Yes.
write the codings.
In the code in the function, in the function module.
Yes.
So similar coding, whatever the knowledge of core ABAP, that is like in the
Okay.
code which you write in the function module, similar
Yes.
code
Yes.
you can write in the method. And then we'll be seeing like how to use it in workflow layout.
Okay.
Okay, coding is normal ABAP code. And then we need to
Okay.
fix them in the graphical format. Okay, I'll just say here,
Okay.
we need to fix our code. Where is this? Brand somewhere. Fix our code in the graph. This is our workflow.
The
Workflow is
graphical
a graphical
format
layout.
means what, sir? It's not clear, sir.
Yeah, I'll come back here. Okay, okay. Now I'll save this. Where is our layout? Do you see this graph? So in this graph, there's some ABAP code here, there's some ABAP code here, there's some ABAP code here. Every point there's some ABAP code.
Okay.
You might have done some flow chart in your BTech, MCA, any of your earlier colleges. Flow chart.
Flow chart. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Flow chart.
Yes. This workflow is nothing but flow chart only. But every node there's some ABAP code. So I want to see where is ABAP code here. I want to see. Okay, let me go there and show you where is the ABAP code here. So double click and then I can see the ABAP code which is written in the back end of the every junction point. Then later we are going to see why do we require this junction points and so on. Okay, I think this got disconnected. Let me just see. Every junction point is like one transaction for you. Okay, by default the main purpose is that every point is a transaction for us. Okay. So which was a transaction? Yeah, SWD is a graphical format. So why do we require this graphical design? You might have executed ABAP program.
Yes, sir.
One ABAP program, only one person is involved. One
Yes,
ABAP
sir.
program, only one person is involved. Here, workflow is
Yes.
a group of transactions. Like let's say some 10
Okay. Okay.
transactions. So 10 people are involved.
For
10
example,
people are
suppose I need
involved.
to get approval, sir, for leave. So, what all
Hmm.
people's involved in this, like manager,
Yes.
assistant
Yes.
manager, then
Yeah, it is
TL,
going to
then
be like
this.
this. Yeah, yes.
Okay.
So first level approver level one manager, second level
Okay.
second manager, third level third manager, fourth level fourth
Okay.
manager. Like this, there could be 10 levels. So
Yes.
10
Yes, sir.
level, 10 people are involved, and at every level, the data, the
There will be a
information what we show can be different.
Okay.
So we
Okay,
need to
sir.
have sometimes parallel approval, sometimes it is going to be a sequential approval. Then we require
Okay.
this kind of
Okay.
graphical format. Between two approvals, there could be some database updates required.
Okay. Okay,
Between
sir.
two approvals, there are some database updates. That part again, I'll put it in one junction point, which you call here as a step, and then we'll update using some BDC.
Okay.
So using BDC, I'll update in the backend, and then it will go to the next level approval.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So it's nothing but linking the transaction. That's why we say workflow is used to link the transactions. Maybe I'll add it here somewhere. So what is workflow? Workflow is used, okay, somewhere. I think this was our workflow is used to link the transactions. Is used to link transactions. And those transactions can be either foreground or background. Transactions can be a mix means separate, okay? Mix
Foreground,
of
background.
foreground and background.
And at
Foreground
last,
and
what about the status of the workflow, sir? How will get the status whether workflow is completed successfully or not, like that, sir?
Yeah, workflow log. Every workflow will have workflow log. What is our workflow log T code which we are discussing today? Is WI2 underscore FREQ. This one. Every workflow will have workflow log.
Here we will here only we'll see the status.
Yes, because normal ABAP program, you click button and you will see the the execution status. That is output screen.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Similarly, for a background job, you'll have background job log.
Yes,
Similarly,
sir.
workflow will have workflow log. Is it completed?
Workflow
Is it
log.
first level approval done? Second level approval done? Final approval is over. That can be seen in our transaction as WI2 underscore FREQ. Okay. So any other questions here?
Can you share the course curriculum?
Yeah, I'll share the course curriculum. And did you all of you have given your email IDs to the
Yes.
administration team? Yeah, if you have sent your email IDs, they'll reply back with the course curriculum. And let's see if it is there on my desktop anywhere. I don't know, let's see. Yeah, they can forward you the course curriculum so that it is going to be in detail, like what all the topics which we are going to discuss. Parallelly, again, you can raise some doubts if there are anything which you are expecting apart from what is given in the course curriculum. And any other questions you have?
So, sir, ABAP with workflow is good in career growth, or
It's
sir,
mandatory.
ABAP with
ABAP with workflow. Workflow is required in PO, and MM, SD, FI, HR. In all the modules,
everywhere,
workflow
right?
is mandatory. Everywhere, approvals are required. Every
Yes, yes.
module, approvals
And
are required.
sir, what about ABAP with HANA, sir?
ABAP with HANA, that's also there. Even in HANA, business process is same.
Okay.
Even in HANA, you have the business process. The business process
Yes,
is
sir.
same in any machine, whether it is a normal ECC or it is with HANA. Still, our business process is same. So, you apply for a leave in a HANA machine, still approval is required. You apply a
Okay, okay.
leave
So
in a
like
ECC
for
machine, still approval is required.
is needed also, right?
Workflow is mandatory in all the machines.
Okay.
Okay, so we are going to use workflow in all the machines. The only thing is that the approach will be different. Like approach means here you have a different screen, which is a graphical screen. Somewhere it is going to be like in a mobile. Somewhere it is going to be in the
Okay.
portal. The backend design of workflow is same. Okay. So we'll stop here for today, and tomorrow is Saturday, and I think guys, if you are busy with a long weekend, then we can decide to have the session on Monday, or I don't know how they planned. Was it planned for tomorrow, or was it planned for coming Monday?
Tomorrow, okay, sir.
Yeah. How about the other
Tomorrow also okay,
Srihari?
sir.
Srihari, how about you?
Yeah, fine. Tomorrow is fine, or Monday also fine. We can start from freshly from Monday.
Yeah. So let's see. Like because again Monday, what our guys will do is they'll say that they went out of station for this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then they'll say
Yes, maybe.
Monday
Yes.
we are tired and so on. So it's your wish, like how you would like to decide. So if
And
you
sir,
okay,
what about
yeah, tell me.
For me,
sir?
anything is
Actually,
fine.
you are currently working in workflow project only, sir.
Yes, I'm working from the past 17 years into SAP, and from the
In work
past 10
only.
years I'm into workflow.
Okay, sir. Where, sir? In which area? Means which city, sir?
Hyderabad. I'm in
Hyderabad. Oh,
Hyderabad. Yeah. So any types of doubts are there, you can ask me. Okay, whether it is
So sir,
workflow.
if I have
Yeah,
any
tell me.
doubt regarding ABAP, sir, like
You
ABAP
can ask.
also we
That's why
can
I'm
ask,
saying.
sir.
You can ask ABAP related. You can ask functional related. You can ask workflow related. Any general doubts, you can easily,
And
definitely
can we
ask.
see, sir? And
Yeah.
sir, can you teach me the real-time project also, like real-time project, what you did in company, like to
Yes,
show how
yes.
workflow use in company like that?
You can easily, okay. The way the approach is going to go is for much of the time it's going to be like a real-time approach of training. Like suppose one assignment is given to you and then you start
Yes.
working. So you'll have all 100 stopping points. So with that
Okay.
approach, I'll give the training so that you are parallelly you are doing a live scenario.
Okay.
There are different ways of training. One is like for freshers, we need to train. The second option is like working people, we need to train. Again, some
Okay.
trainings are going to be like only functional people, I need to train. Some are going to be like
Okay.
only ABAP people, I need to train. There are different approaches of
Okay.
training. So it
But
depends
the
on how
content and
you
everything are
want.
same, sir.
Same.
Content and
Content
everything are
is
same,
same,
but different. That's
same
all.
content, but approach of training is different. Approach of
Okay.
training
Okay, sir.
depends upon if the whole team is ABAP guys. I
Okay.
teach them differently. If you are completely from working environment, I teach differently. If you are are freshers, I teach differently because
Okay. Okay.
I
So
am into
consider
this field from yes,
things, sir, right? Okay,
yeah.
sir.
This, yeah, you can just ask me. What was the last question?
No, actually, I request you to treat us as a fresher and start from A, sir.
Yes.
A, B,
Yeah, no
A, B
problem.
to
Yes,
Z.
yeah, that's the best approach for training the people. Specifically,
Yes,
the
sir.
external commercial training, we do like that only. If it is a corporate
Yes,
training,
yes.
we have a limited time. 1 week you need to close it.
Hmm.
So those batches are
Yes,
different.
yes, sir.
These batches are commercial training where sometimes we need to go slow as per your level of understanding. Okay, like some of you might be 1 year, 2 years experience, some might be 5, 7 years,
Yes,
10 years experience.
yes, sir.
So considering a mix of it with the different locations, different mindset, different languages.
Yes, yes.
Okay, we consider we go slow only. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so so finally what happened now? So tomorrow we have a class or what did we decide?
I am
So
okay for
tomorrow again
tomorrow
I'll
also, sir. No problem.
I'll continue tomorrow also again with the introduction.
Oh,
All the guys who have
okay.
some doubts and so on, let them raise, and then
Okay.
we'll try
Yeah,
to
yeah. Yes.
summarize, and then we can continue on Monday. Okay,
Okay, sir.
tomorrow
Okay.
also we'll
No
continue,
problem.
but it's again a general introduction, just to have the look and feel, and to have a better understanding
Yes, yes.
about faculty and the student, and the phase at which like
And
somebody is
today,
very fast, somebody is slow smart. Okay,
and today,
so
sir,
let us
shall I
continue
get that
on
course?
Monday. Yes. Okay.